I think we'll have the next revolution of the internet still to come. And we expect most probably in the next 8 years to divorce from the current protocol and have IPv6 only.
One of the things that IPv6 brings to the table is innovation. It's the new internet. It's things that when people go, well, why? The old internet was fine. Well, with IPv6...
Let's say in front of you, you have all the biggest enterprises in the world. What would you say to them to get them to move forward into the IPv6 world?
Looking at what is the next big killer application, so it was quite obvious that blockchain is the next one because it empowers every single person on the planet. And this empowerment of the single user will allow him to do a transaction with another person directly without having somebody in between, which was the prime design of the internet. The blockchain secures these things, especially it will also secure data, because data is becoming the oil today, but data can be falsified and hijacked and plagiarized. So you want to make sure that this data is untouchable, unchangeable, and mutable. And this is very key.
I know you want to shut down IPv4. That is a goal of yours. What are some of the challenges we're facing on getting there?
So blockchain alone as a technology is great, but unfortunately it's a bit damaged by the crypto side. So we have to, educate, especially the enterprise, governments, and the education sector that blockchain is separate from the crypto. Crypto is only one application, but you can look at all kind of industries. They can use blockchain for their services, especially to make sure that products are coming from one place and not touched by anybody else.
And you know what I find really interesting is I ask you about IPv6, but your instinct is to then talk about blockchain because the two are very much intertwined. Can you just give us a really simple explanation as to why in your mind these two technologies they just fit together and they can't even be separated. They have to work together.
So blockchain is about tracking and tracing, finding who is the first producer of something. So in order to know who it is, he needs to have an IP address. Currently, we cannot do it with IPv4. So we have to use IPv6 for that. That's the first point. The second one, when you put blockchain on it, then you secure this data. And then when he talks to somebody else who has also an IPv6 address and a secure thing, then basically you have this end-to-end communication. It's as simple as that. So many countries have already plans to shut down IPv4. US government first, but also in many other countries. Even the Czech Republic the government itself have said that they will shut down IPv4 by 2032.
So bring on the 2030s. That's where it's going to happen.
It takes time, especially blockchain is the security thing. Security is very difficult for people to understand. So it will need a lot of education.
Ralph, this is a new company that I'm really excited to hear all about. Tell me about Cyberspatial. What are you doing there?
Oh, well, it's great because one of the things with blockchain is that IPv6 is an underlying element for the network so that people who are doing blockchain, regardless of who they are, BSV, right? You need to have IPv6 in order to make it happen. What we're producing now is a product that we can sell to the individual blockchain people, or at least be supported by BSV, and say, here's what you can do to make it easier to connect with your data miners.
You mentioned multicasting. I know a lot of people aren't even going to know what that means. Can you describe to our audience why that matters?
Point-to-point communication in the old internet was unicast. Unicast, one-to-one. Multicast, one-to-many. So here you are, here's all of your data miners out there, and here you are, and you're sending out this information out here. You send out one element of data packet, it goes to everyone at this one time. I heard that they were talking about doing terabytes of data within 10 seconds. Terabytes of data in 10 seconds, that's a non-trivial amount of data.
What are some of the ways that you communicate with enterprise-level professionals, explaining to them that they need to pilot this tech?
From a public perspective, it's rough because people are going, why do I need it? But in the private space, people are going, wait a minute, time to market for data. How could I decrease the time to market for the data used for me to make my decisions? Well, apply IPv6. In the old IPv4 days, there was blockages, there was obstructs. There was things where you had to occlude some networks because people thought there was a cybersecurity issue. Well, no, we don't want you to see that. With IPv6, you don't need that. It's point-to-point, peer-to-peer. Now, I'm talking about global unicast. When you start talking about global multicast, it makes it even easier.
You are working with BSD blockchain in your company, but can you just give us a quick explanation of the partnership between IPv6 and blockchain and why these two technologies, protocols, they're really meant to be used together, and how does that work?
So the way it works is IPv6 was built to be peer-to-peer. Blockchain now, on top of IPv6, you can show a peer-to-peer blockchain, so your trust model within blockchain is enhanced, and I mean significantly enhanced.